Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns the
driver?
bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a
Iyanla.
problem. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay.
Because the
Move it. You said that you.
standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on the sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver.
What's up, you guys? It is Mary, and I'm not. You guys have to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about should women date bus drivers.
Oh wow, this is about the Eboni women's
Ebony
lady.
K and Iyanla Van Zant had I guess she was interviewing Iyanla about a viral video that's a viral interview in the Breakfast Club where she said that women have been trained to be men in skirts.
Yeah.
And she said she agreed with her and everything, stuff like that. And she said, but the thing is,
And she really came from a vulnerable place. So
She really
said
did.
she sees it in herself.
yeah,
And she really wants, if she's thinking the wrong way, she wants Iyanla to let her know.
yeah.
You know, like how can the fact that
She said how
women who
Yeah.
are more, what is it? They have more degrees, right?
Yeah.
Higher degrees.
yeah.
They are in all these, leadership positions, right? And they don't have men, and this is straight across the spectrum.
They're
At
saying
all
the
races,
statistics
she's
is
been
that a lot of men don't have degrees,
That.
they're not educated, they
They
don't have
the
high
money,
paying jobs, they don't have
the
the money.
Yes.
And she
Those
was like, how
assets.
can I position myself
Exactly.
to find a man who has those things?
Without being in that, well, I guess
Being
alpha
demanding or
ma-
masculine or being in
yeah.
that role.
Yes.
I felt
And
what
Iyanla-
Iyanla did, I just felt like the way she answered it, it completely negated what she said.
Some of it, right?
And I mean, I totally understand what Iyanla was saying.
I did
but
understand what
I
she was
totally-
saying. I did. I
Because
got.
it's not
I got
just
it.
about money.
Yes,
It's really
I got
not.
it. I got that.
It's not just about money.
Mhm.
Because we always say on this channel, if you have a man who has money, but is not generous, is not caring, is not sympathetic,
No.
does not really care about you,
Doesn't have character.
doesn't have
I mean,
character.
we have the P Diddy's of the world peeing on women.
Yeah.
Like, who will date? I keep on wondering who is dating this person.
Well, young Miami, because
who
she
is-
went with
who
him to
is
the
there?
Met Gala.
Well, thank God. I thought they broke off.
She went with him to the Met Gala. I thought
Recently?
that was yesterday.
Oh my goodness! I thought this, but she said that they're just friends.
Well, anyway, Lala Anthony
Although I
asked
was
him, are
kinda
they together?
like-
And he was like, yeah, we go together real bad. I mean, she's my date and everything. You know, we're best friends, but we don't put a title on it. I mean, I don't know
And then
how
she
long.
did come out and say it wasn't him who was doing it.
Well, she had a whole nother
Kind of
interview
weird.
she had a whole nother interview with this guy, Jason Lee, on Hollywood Unlocked. And he
Okay.
asked her, do you really like to get peed on? Because there's no way that you like that with your hair that's always done and everything. She was like, well, I was just talking
And
BS.
it wasn't Diddy and okay.
I
Anyway,
think she was just trying
Yeah.
to clean it up. But I
But-
believe that I'm sure someone has done it to her.
I mean, there are people who have money. Look at Donald Trump. There are people who have money and
Yeah.
are classless, right?
Yeah.
No manners. They don't know how to treat people. Ain't got no damn character, no integrity, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, I feel like what she
it's like,
said.
I got what
Y'all
Iyanla
was
was,
saying-
where she was going with it.
Right.
The issue I have is her asking
A black woman.
will you date a bus driver?
And let's just
Now,
be clear,
and I
with
know-
black women for years
Yeah.
have been dating bus drivers, brokies, men who don't have not a penny to their name, will have them move into
Who
their
don't have a
home,
job.
who don't even have a job.
But
like
they
we have
have-
lowered our standards for centuries.
It's
And now
been a
we are
while.
saying that,
And
oh, we want a man
I wasn't
who
quite
has
used to-
a job.
Yeah.
And now everyone's in an uproar. And now they're underneath her competition that black women are undesirable gold diggers. We have never, ever been gold diggers.
No.
Like that, you can't even, that's like, when I heard that,
Yeah.
like, it was laughable to
Yeah.
me. Because, like, now
Gold
there's
diggers
like,
are the slew of women
yeah.
who go and marry, position themselves and marry these NFL players and well, back in the day it was NBA players. And then as soon as they retire or they're no longer making their money, they dump them so fast before you can blink.
Yeah.
Before you can blink. Can I say Chloe?
mean, can I say Larsa Pippen?
Although Chloe, I mean, the guys were really awful to her too, right? It just so happened that they were being awful to her all this time. She stayed until they were no longer like employed. You know what I'm saying? They were awful to her all this time, but I'm gonna stay with you till I'm no longer employed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just felt like the thing is, and I like how
So I just had
Eboni
a problem.
Yeah.
I had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Asking, would you date a bus driver? You know what I'm saying? And then she said, and then she talks about herself, Iyanla, and says, look, I will date a bus driver
If he was
had
good to his mama, he had good character. Yeah.
And I will build with him. And that's where you really said something that resonated with me.
Yeah, because my thing is, Iyanla, if you genuinely feel I will be happy with a bus driver.
Yes.
He will make me happy. I could date him. He can provide for me or whatever. And you are satisfied with him being a bus driver.
Yes.
Why do you have to build with him?
And
why do you have to elevate this man to something else?
Build,
why do you have to build with him more if you are satisfied with him being a bus driver? Could it be that you're actually not satisfied with that?
No, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is,
and
why
that
would
he's not really that happy, because she said as long as he's happy being a bus driver, right? But obviously the man will not be that happy with it if you got to build with him, and really you're not really building with him.
You're building him
because
up.
you already built. You are building him.
Yeah.
So that means that you got to step out of your feminine role again to get into the masculine role of trying to guide him and teach him and train him and build him. Because you're not building with. Yeah. Not when you have money, and Eboni Williams, she has money, she has her assets, she can do for herself, she's working on her inner self. That's why she's even having this interview
but
with you.
also the thing is, when you're
that was
doing
really powerful, I thought.
Yeah, because
right
you're building, because you're building with this bus
you're not
driver.
satisfied with him.
You're not satisfied with him, but also the thing is, a man who's a bus driver, and I'm assuming she probably will be dating somebody who's in his 30s, 40s. If this man has been on this planet for 30, 40 years, and he has only been able to maintain a bus driving career, what makes you think that he is going to actually want to build? This man, I'm sorry, if you are 34 years old, he is comfortable. Two, he has no desire to really provide for a woman of your caliber. You're not in his tax bracket. And he has no desire probably to go and work extra hard to go and provide for you. Because if he has not provided a better, more luxurious life for himself after 30, 40 years, what makes you think that he's going to want to start building something better? Like, and why would you want to go and hold a grown man's hand and say, I'm going to build with you?
No, it's not build with.
Man builds him up.
Build you. I'm going to build you. Because you're not building with, because you're already there.
Exactly.
So you're building him. Now he's going to be resentful to you. And as soon as he gets, and then all of a sudden, it's like, you don't accept how I was. I was here in the bus. I was happy working for somebody else. I didn't own nothing. I felt good about myself. And now here you come trying to make me more than what I wanted to be. That means you ain't satisfied. And you see how he turns now on you? Now you're in that mommy role again, in a mommy role again with a grown man that you really were not satisfied with. Because you will not have been building him. Because you're not building with this man. And you already built.
And my thing is, I'm sorry, any woman who has gotten themselves together, they're living in a penthouse, they're getting their nails done every single week, they're getting their hair done, they're getting their weave done, whatever. Even if they're natural, I mean, I feel like naturals, it costs more money to be natural than it is to have weave-in, right? So if you're used to that, she obviously is a natural woman, she has her dreads in and all of that stuff. You are not going to be satisfied with a bus driver who says, oh, I can't afford to get your nails done, I can't afford to do this, I can't afford to do that. If you go be the bus driver and date him or whatever, right? You are probably going to have to be using your own money to provide for yourself and maintain yourself. God says it in the Bible. He says it in the Quran. Men are the I know in the Quran they said that men are the maintainers of women, and that means that I maintain her either the way she came into this relationship or higher. You don't get her and then it's like, oh, she was getting her nails done twice a week. She was getting her hair done. She was getting her lashes done. Then all of a sudden she gets married to you. I can't do none of that stuff. I can't have my personal trainer. I can't go get my tummy massages to work out my stretch marks. I can't do that. all of a sudden, that's not maintaining a woman.
Yeah.
If you cannot maintain a woman
Where you
in
found
her
her.
tax bracket or within your tax bracket, then you need to move on. And I think, and I love the fact that Ebony K came back and she
Exactly.
stood 10 toes down. She's like,
I love
listen,
it. I love
obviously you
that.
guys are people who were enabled for mediocrity.
Yeah.
And I felt like it's mediocrity for you to really to think that it is okay for women to go and have one or the other. You're basically telling black women, you can have a man who has money, but he will be an asshole.
Yes.
Or you can have a man who's broke, but he'll be a good guy.
Yes.
The thing is, those two things don't coincide. Because my thing is, a man who does not have money does not have good character. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you are in your 30s or 40s, right, and you do not have money, you obviously, one, you're not thinking about a future. Two, you're looking for a woman to come and help you and build you up.
Yeah.
Three, you also are not somebody who is about family, like making sure your mom is okay or your dad is okay when they're in their old age.
Yeah.
You're not about trying to build up your family. You're not trying to have generational wealth.
No.
So you are somebody who probably does not really think long term or have like these really big future goals.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing wrong with being a bus driver if that's just what you generally want to do. If you just want to have a simple life, then that's fine. But do not expect a woman who's a lawyer, a multi-millionaire to come and date a bus driver.
Yeah.
I would not advise any woman to go date somebody who is not in their same tax bracket.
Exactly.
Even if you make more
If
than
you're
him,
making
he
six
has
figures,
to.
he should also should make 6
He
figures.
absolutely.
If you're making 7 figures, he also should be making 7
Because
figures.
he has to maintain you there.
Yes,
And the
yes.
thing is, as a woman, you don't want to have to go into a relationship. I mean, some women are okay with paying 50-50. I have no desire to pay 50-50. I have no desire to lift one finger to help a grown-ass man with bills. That is not my position. That's not my job. I'm not going to have you looking at me, looking at my paycheck to come help you with the light bill and all that stuff.
Exactly.
My job as a woman is hard enough.
Yeah.
You're not going to ask me to go out there and work several jobs just because you can't go and do something as simple as go work.
Yeah.
And I also
as
don't
I work your
understand.
legacy.
Right? Like, that don't make no
No.
sense. And then I raise kids up.
No.
Like, really
And
pouring
if you know
into
what that,
children.
and if you know what that entails,
Yeah.
you really want her out there and
Doing that
all of that
either.
stuff. You will take what she's doing at home really seriously.
Yeah.
Like I had a not a friend of mine, but someone who worked where I worked, and I remember some women were getting on him. Yeah, he happened to be a guy from Cameroon, and he had his Cameroonian wife, and some of the women were like, "Oh my goodness, well, how come she's at home? I saw your wife the other day. She was with a Mercedes Benz. Why is she driving a Mercedes Benz and you're driving the other car?" Like, they were just getting on him. How come she's at home? She can't go and work. There are women who are working and helping, and you're there working 2 jobs. And he said, when you take a woman out of the home, and she has children, it's the beginning of
the end of civilization. And it's true.
And I was like,
true.
wow.
Yeah.
He said so. And these
Yeah.
women were just like there was just silence. And that's
Yeah.
all he said, clocked out, and he was gone to his second job. And I was like, wow, for the longest time I've thought about that. And I'm sure they have thought about it too. How
Yeah.
is that the end of civilization as
Yeah.
we know it? You know? So that's someone who takes the role that the woman is doing, he takes it very seriously.
Yeah.
The work that she's doing at home, he takes that very seriously. And he
Yeah.
takes his role very seriously. When you have a bus driver who is working for somebody else, who does not own the bus, he's on someone else's schedule. So when you sit down and you say, I want to build an empire with him, he's not
He
in
never
the
had that in his
mindset.
mind. He doesn't even
He's
comprehend that.
he's not even in the mindset, I don't think, to do that. It's like you're taking him out of his comfort zone. I feel as though
And
we
she
as
just
women,
contradicted
you meet a
herself.
man and
Yeah.
he's fine where he is. Like you said,
Yeah.
he's happy being a bus driver.
So why are you trying to go build with
Why
him?
are you trying? It's not build with.
Well, build
it's
him
build
up.
him because
But that's
you're
the
not,
word that
you're
she
not
said.
building with him.
Yeah.
You're already built because you're already a millionaire.
Yeah.
So you're not building with him.
And then also,
You are building him, and so all of a sudden now you're training a man, which you say you don't do.
right. But also, my thing is, Iyanla, I mean,
And
let's just call a
once-
spade a spade. We
And men
have
don't
not
appreciate
known
that.
Iyanla to have a loving, healthy relationship. We have not seen that. We have not heard of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And she
We're
has
just
said
gonna say
so
that.
herself too. So I mean, there
my thing
is.
is, I feel like she contradicted herself
Yeah, that it was a
with
little
the very
contradictory.
statements that she
It was a
said.
little
She said, I'm not into
contradictory.
building a man, but you say you want to go build with a bus driver.
Yeah.
My thing is, there's no point in dating. If you're talking about, I want to just
There's
date
no-
and have fun with a bus driver,
Go ahead.
what are
and
you
do that.
doing? Because my thing is, you're a woman of a certain age. I feel
Yeah.
like all women should be dating, not even dating, but courting for marriage.
Yeah.
There's no point of us going and dating, opening ourselves up to
Yeah.
several different men
Yeah.
with no commitment.
Yeah.
It doesn't end well.
Yeah.
I
And
watched
even for
several.
them to be in our space,
To
it's
be
not
in our
even so
space.
much. It's not even also even the
The
physical.
sex, but it's just
It is
emotional, the
just
mental
the emotional,
turmoil.
the mental, just being in your space, being around your energy, taking from you.
Especially when you know it's not going
the
anywhere.
lower
You
body-
have
exactly.
to date with a purpose.
Absolutely.
If you look at the bus driver and you know this is not going to be the man for you, why waste your time?
Yeah.
If you are a
And
woman
waste his
who
time.
is a waitress and you are just living a simple life, you like to sketch sometimes, or you like to go be a waitress and come home, then hey, go date the bus driver. That's fine. You guys are in the same tax
No.
bracket probably.
There are a lot of waitresses. They're not going to go date the bus driver. They're looking for one of their patrons that come who seems to have money, who's generous with these tips.
Yeah.
Or something.
And my
Like
thing is,
they're
we
not
don't-
looking
we
for
only
that,
ask
and no
these
woman should be
questions-
looking for that. A woman,
Yeah.
especially in this age, especially in America,
It's
things are so
expensive as shit in America.
Especially if you're a young woman.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I thought, Iyanla is in a different stage of her life.
Well, I just feel like
Right?
she comes from
She
that
already has these, the generation where we were like,
where we hold black
come
men
on,
down and we
he's
do
so
this
great,
and
he's so wonderful.
he makes six figures.
You know.
Do you make six figures? Does he have
Yeah.
to? I know Steve Harvey said that, but then I see him in these interviews talking about maintaining a woman, providing for her. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking all that
I think-
BS
I think
he wrote
I
in that
think,
book.
yeah,
I think he has tried to ease his reneging.
Yeah, well,
That's what
maybe
sounds
as
like
he
to me.
sees his young daughter, right, Lori,
Yeah.
is going through what she's going through. Maybe he's like, maybe he's have to be rethinking this. Yeah, maybe I do need someone in her tax bracket, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
But
so,
you want to be
yeah.
able to maintain a woman. And my thing is, I feel like most men.
They're not going to be grateful
They're not
for
going
it.
to be grateful.
As soon
and they
as he
also,
reaches a space
yeah.
where he got that money and you have showed him all the ropes and you have built him up, he's not, most of them are not going to stay back to be with you and
Yeah.
be grateful to you. They're going to be resentful. They're going to be resentful because you have the memory of when he did not have much. You have the memory of teaching him what he knows to be where he is. He's going to go find another woman. It's just like Cody with Sister Wives. He had his work courses,
Yeah.
got him to where he was being a wealthy man now. And then what did he do? Get the fourth wife.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, brought a nanny for her.
Yeah.
Right? You're too pretty to clean and cook.
Yeah.
And wants her to just cross her legs while he got the work courses.
And my
So,
thing is, I
no.
feel like it's very offensive. We
Yeah.
actually made a TikTok, and I'm going to put it down below so you guys can see it. But we only ask this question of black women, and I
Yes.
feel like it's because, and it's mainly been black men that have been coming for this woman.
Yeah.
Where it's like black women in your messed up mind
I would try
that
not to
it
curse.
is okay that a black woman should not aspire to have a man who has
To
good
have
character,
ev-
who
to
has
have-
values,
to
who
have
is
it all.
loving, who is
Yes.
caring, who has the money, who looks
Yes.
good, who fills her cup up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like they want women, black women to have one or the other.
Yeah.
But you go to a Caucasian woman, you go to a Hispanic woman. I remember in
In the
Love is
TikTok,
Blind.
yeah.
Bartiz, remember Bartiz, that Hispanic girl?
Oh, yes,
as soon
yes.
as he came, they asked him, "What do you do? What's your money like? What is your? Do you have debt?"
Oh, yes.
They asked him all of that stuff. You
Yeah.
go to any other race, any black man goes to any other race,
Yeah.
they asked him immediately.
And
Do you have
also-
enough money to take care of my daughter?
And it's not just.
And
I mean,
you
if
don't go.
if-
You
I'm
would never
sorry.
go and ask a white woman. Was it? Would you date a bus driver?
I'm sorry. Even an African woman.
Even an African
An
woman,
African woman
who's
and
educated.
I mean,
like
because
a
we're
Wendy.
talking about black women. No, an African woman, you go to her family, you're going with money. Like you got
Yeah.
to pay the dowry. Like there are things you got to do.
The men here in this country know you
is
have to take
paid-
care of
The
women.
wedding is actually paid by the husband.
Yeah.
Like we met someone here who, yeah, he doesn't have a whole bunch of money and stuff. When he told me how much he had to pay for his wife and the wedding, I was like, oh. I was like, wow. And he's like, that's just how it is now.
Like
He's
by
like,
18,
he's like, it's
60,
getting
the men
more.
are working and preparing themselves
Yeah.
for a wife. Like there was somebody that we knew here who he
Early
is like
20s. He's
early
already,
20s. He's
like,
already
thinking
thinking about
marriage. I have to
thinking
have-
marriage.
I
Paying off his car,
Yeah.
building a home for his future wife. Like most of the time, most of the men here are getting married by like their mid or late 20s.
Yeah.
Sometimes
They're
their early 20s.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's just for
And-
the African American women. They just
Yeah.
expect them to just settle because we've done it for so long. It's like now
And
they
a lot
can't
of times
handle it.
it is
The
our
black
black
man.
woman
Yeah.
telling the black, especially the black elder woman, right?
Yeah.
Because this has been our theme.
Yeah,
telling the
they don't know
younger
no
black
better.
women, hey, you know something, you know, you've got to be, and it hasn't worked for us.
It hasn't worked for
I'm
them.
part of that elder group, right?
Well,
It
you-
hasn't worked for us.
Well, you
so
have-
how dare us now telling the younger women that? Like,
Well,
come
my mom
on, we
has
need
never
to
told
stop.
me that a day in my life.
No.
You have always told me, you know,
Well,
I always look at
I
Savannah
think the other thing
James.
too, because we're a Muslim.
Yeah.
So in the Quran, Allah says men are the maintenance of women, right?
Yeah.
And so we already know that He has to maintain us in those different emotionally maintain, financially maintain,
Yes.
physically maintain, all of that.
And
stuff.
I mean,
So,
honestly, whenever I look at Savannah James and I look at Sierra, I always
Yeah.
tell myself, there's no way in hell I'm
Yeah.
going to settle.
No,
Like, you have a
absolutely
man who has the money, who's
Yeah.
a good father, who's
I
caring, who's
know.
loving, who doesn't cheat,
I know,
who's
has
tall,
character,
who is
right?
fine.
Yes.
I look at Savannah James and I said,
we
ain't
must
no way.
lower our gaze.
I look at Savannah James and I said, there's no way in hell I am
Yes.
settling for less.
No.
And that includes the height, that includes the money, that includes the good character, that includes being on his
Exactly.
team, that
Exactly.
includes him like being a good father, that includes
Exactly.
him being like a family
A
man,
good
wanting to
husband,
create
yeah.
generational wealth.
All of
Like
that.
even if I'm a millionaire, I still expect him to fully pay all the bills and want to take care of me
Absolutely.
like a princess.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have my
Absolutely.
dreams of being a fashion designer and an artist, but
Yes.
that does not mean that I am going to go and lift my finger to go
Yeah.
pay bills.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, a
I
woman
am
has
trying
her
to be
job.
a homemaker.
A woman has her job,
Right.
and a man has a job.
Yeah.
And-
they're
and
very different.
They're
but
very
they are
different, but when done
correctly,
properly,
it can be a
and
beautiful
you
thing.
are in your lane and she's in her lane, and you
Yeah.
try to tell her how to do it, and she try to tell you how to do it.
Hello.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a very beautiful thing, you know.
Yeah.
And of course we have examples of that. So yeah, why should Ebony Williams? I think
I'm
she
happy
had the
she
right
stood
idea.
10 toes down.
I understand
You
what
can't
Iyanla
really
is
listen
trying
to
to say.
Iyanla, but-
No, I wouldn't say that. Iyanla has no. I
I'm
wouldn't
just
say
saying,
that.
like, in terms of the whole love thing and, like,
In
trying
that
to go and
particular, yeah.
being like, oh, you should settle. No, I
Yeah.
don't think so. I don't think you should
No,
settle,
no.
be with no
And
bus
I think there's
driver.
a lot we can learn. The elders
Iyanla
can
has
learn
a
from
lot
the-
of
from
wisdom,
the
but
young
here she
women.
was wrong. She was just wrong
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
I think that there was.
She was so off.
No, there were some things we said that we understood,
character and
right?
stuff like
we
that.
understand that.
But I just felt
But-
like that was kind of like, I felt like that was obvious. Like, I mean, obviously women want
was
to have a
almost-
good man. Who wants to
Yeah.
go and be with a man who has money and who's an asshole? Like, I don't want, I'd rather not to do that. I do not want to be with a man who
Yeah, I did
has
not know
money.
why she. It was almost like a low hanging fruit.
I
Would you
read-
date a bus driver?
I just feel like, why
Why
would
should
you
she
say that?
want-
This woman
yeah.
is a millionaire. She's an
Why would
author.
she
She's
go
a
and date
lawyer.
bus
Why
driver?
would, like,
And
why
she
am I
said
wasting
he
my
owns the
time?
bus. Yeah, of course if he owns
Yes,
the bus.
it's
but
a
if
good-
he's working for somebody
It's
else.
a good job or whatever, but you
Yeah.
have to date somebody who is going to elevate you and somebody who is going to maintain you how they met you.
Yeah.
A bus driver is not going to do that for someone who's a millionaire. My job is not to go and put on a little facial mask for my man who's a bus driver and go do his nails and give him an allowance each week and say, there you go, honey, go out into the world and elevate. I'm a grown-ass woman.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to go
is
do
he.
that for a man? No, you got the wrong chick. You better go to the next bus stop.
And the thing is, no, I don't want that for any woman.
Yeah, no.
I don't want that for any woman. If a man is fine being a bus driver, that's great.
That's
There's
great.
nothing wrong with you being happy to be a bus driver. I don't want to provide for nobody else. I want to provide for myself, and I'm happy.
And if you're single, that's fine.
And there's some men like that.
Yeah.
They don't even want to be in a relationship. They don't mind maybe going dates here and there. But hey, that's fine. Okay.
But what we're talking about is
but
a
in
partnership,
terms of-
spouse,
exactly,
marriage,
no.
family, generational wealth,
No, no, no.
like getting out of poverty,
No, no,
breaking
no.
generational curses.
Yep,
like that's
no.
what we're talking about.
No.
I don't think a man who's in his 40s and is a bus driver is thinking about generational wealth.
Yeah. And if he's doing
Because
that
I feel
and
like there's
he's
no
happy,
reason. Like I don't understand
he's
how
happy,
men.
don't take him out of that. What are you going to take him out of that for? To go build him for what? Did he ask you?
And I
did
also-
he ask you? No, he did not ask you. He said, I was fine where I am, leave him be.
And I'm just going to say this one last thing.
Yes.
Also, my thing is, let's be honest. In America,
Mm.
men are put to, like, they're more valuable than women. It's a patriarchal society.
Patriarchal,
Like, let's
yeah,
be honest.
yeah.
Men get paid more. They have more opportunities than
Right.
women. So for me, it actually makes no sense.
Yes.
If a woman can can be like making 6-7
Accomplish
figures,
all these
can
things.
have a
Why not
company,
a man?
accomplish all these things. Why
Exactly.
can't a man, when you have more opportunities
Exactly.
and you are like kind of, they put you first ahead
Exactly.
of women?
Exactly.
There is no excuse for for any man in
Yeah.
America not to be successful. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, I can't give you an excuse.
And then you can always use a thing, and
Especially in this day of social media where
Yeah.
you're getting paid to be on social media,
Yeah.
like you literally can get paid for anything.
And I
Like you
certainly
can
don't
go
want
make
to
a
hear
painting with
that,
a black dot
the
and
man,
they'll sell millions.
The white man is keeping me down. You know why? Because as a man,
Like,
let me just take as a black man, since I'm black. As a black man, you only have to deal with the white man, right? Or coming against you. Let's just say yes. Let's just go with what you say usually. He is putting you down. Okay, so you only have to deal with the white man, but the black woman has to deal with the white man, the white woman, and sometimes the black man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta deal with that. We have to cross all of that, right?
Yeah.
But we're still making it. So that's why there shouldn't be an issue. So that's the other reason why I also say, if a man is fine where he is,
leave
working
him
at
the hell
McDonald's,
alone. Leave him the
he's
hell
happy,
alone.
and I've seen.
Stop
Listen,
trying
I worked
to
at
follow
McDonald's.
potential.
I
Stop
have
doing
worked
that.
in a lot of different places, right? I've worked in all kinds of different places. I've seen men, older men,
Yeah.
who are very happy where they are.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't want to do too
They don't want to
much.
rock the boat.
There's a little bit of selfishness with them too.
Yeah.
They don't want to share their stuff. They're fine where they are. Leave them be. Women, leave them be. Don't go build them, because that's what you be. Don't fall for the building a man or building with a man.
Or falling
Most
for the
men,
potential and not what you actually see.
when you go build with a man, or you go build a man, he will dump you like a bad habit when he reaches where he wants to be, and he will find himself another woman
Yeah.
where he can date and he can woo, because it's a man's nature to want to do that, and you took that away from him and you were wooing him. You were building him up. It's a man's nature to want to build.
Yeah.
It's a nature for him to want to lift a
Pursue.
woman up and pursue her.
Yeah.
And when you take that away from him, you abort the process to his growth as a man.
And let's be honest, if a man is not doing that with you, you're not the woman for him.
No.
Because if a man genuinely wants you, there's nothing in hell or heaven or earth that will stop that man from getting you.
Yes.
There's nothing
He will
in
move
hell
heaven and
in
earth.
if you are the one for him.
He wants you.
If he's
Yes.
doing anything less than that, he don't want you, sis.
He don't like you
You
like
need
that.
to keep it pushing.
He doesn't like
And
you
women,
like
we
that.
have to be patient. We want the
Gotta
man
be
who's
patient.
tall. We want the man who's connected to God. We want the man who has money. We want the man who has good character,
Yes.
who loves his family, who's thinking about the future.
Yes.
We gotta wait. We gotta close up shop. We gotta go get on our hands and knees and pray.
Yeah.
And continue to be patient and make sure that we are the perfect woman for that man when
you
he comes.
And you be focusing on yourself.
Exactly. You have to prepare yourself for a man like that.
Absolutely.
So there should be no reason why you should be sitting down there waiting, being sad. Oh my God, what is that? Have you gone traveling? Have you got to yourself together? Are you fit? Are you eating well?
Yes.
Have you learned how to cook? Have you learned how to, have you focused on, have you done your healing? Have you done your spiritual healing? Have you worked on your inside and your out? Have you made yourself a schedule?
Yes.
Have you prepared yourself for how you'll be in marriage? Have you
Yes.
gotten your closet together?
Yes.
Have you got your lingerie together?
Yes.
All that stuff you have to
All
get
of
done.
that stuff. Have you
All
done
of
some
that.
volunteer work? Have you done some
Have
charity?
you explored? Have you traveled? Have you
Have you
experienced
built
things?
your
Have you
spiritual
learned
life
a new
as well?
language?
And all of
All
that.
that, because
It's
a man
lot
like
to
that,
do.
a
It's
man
lot
like that
to
is going to
do.
have all that about
Yes.
himself.
It's a lot to do. So
A
you
lot to
focus
do.
on yourself.
Yes.
Please don't be looking for a man and see how you can help him. No.
Do not be on the dating sites crossing your legs, waiting. When somebody's coming for me. No. You gotta go make a checklist and figure out all the stuff that you don't like about yourself. Because the man is not supposed to come here and fix you and love all the stuff about yourself that you hate.
Exactly.
Don't be expecting that from no man.
Exactly.
Because that's too much. That's too much of a burden.
And don't try to fix a man with stuff that you don't like about him, like the bus driving thing. You're like, oh, you go build this man from his bus driver stuff. No.
When you meet somebody,
He
you have
likes
to
his bus
look at
driving.
them.
Leave him there.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
You
He did
have
not ask
to look
you
at a man and say, will I be okay with this if he never changes?
how he showed up. Exactly.
As he showed up. Not for the potential.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Only God knows his potential.
Exactly.
You don't know shit.
No, you don't. You don't
So,
know what's
I
going
mean-
on, that man. My mom always used to say the fantastic thing about the human being is that you really don't know what they're thinking.
I know. But yeah, y'all, we just spent almost 30 minutes on this. We said 15 minutes.
No, we said 10. We said 10, but it was quite a bit to say.
But I'm happy
So,
we said this.
I know, and you
am.
know, I just
hope
want to
it reaches
say,
someone.
every time I hear my daughter talk, it just really just brightens my heart, you know, because I hear you, and you know, I'm learning a lot from you.
Yeah.
When you said what you said, with what Iyanla said, I was like, wow, I did not think about that. You know, I did not think about that. It was almost like when she asked, will you date a bus driver? I was like looking at the woman with glee, like, yes, yes, will she date a bus driver? Ooh, got you question. Will you date a bus driver? Will you be that altruistic woman who will look beyond his bus driving and look into the soul of the man? And like, we are not God.
I'm not God. And my thing is not to build a man. This is not build a bear.
Like, exactly. I
Like,
know. You know, so, but right away though, like, I was thinking that, as you know, because I've been part of that generation, right?
Yeah.
But then I kind of was like, but why did she ask her? I don't like people asking black women that.
I feel
just
like
felt
it's racist
well, why is she
in a way.
asking
It's kind of
black
like
women that? Like, you shouldn't want more. You know, why can't you go find? Let us go find the person who makes the least amount of money, and see if you will date him.
I'm sorry, a man who does not have his finances together has a character flaw. I'm just being honest. He has a character flaw.
Yeah.
Because if you are a grown-ass man and you have not gotten your finances together, you're not making enough money to provide for a spouse, for a family, for kids, for a home.
Yes.
You actually just don't have any of that in your future, or you're waiting for a woman to come and build you up.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
You know, and I don't want to sound judgmental. Maybe it's judgmental.
We're
But
all
I
a little
understand
judgmental.
what she says about the mediocrity, right? Because you're not trying to be the best. You're not
That you can
challenging
be.
yourself
Yeah.
to be the best of who you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're willing to work for somebody, you know, instead of trying to get something of your own and, you know, become independent.
Yeah.
And work in a way where you can stand shoulder to shoulder with other men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fight for your position,
Yeah.
right? You can't just say, oh, this is, this race of people's world and all of that stuff. You know, there was a book, oh my God, what was it called? I cannot remember the guy. It was a book called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?
Oh.
You guys go look up that book. The guy has died now. He died from a brain tumor. I cannot remember this man's name. But it was called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? I read that book when I was in college. And it just really showed this guy really going out of his way to stand shoulder to shoulder with other men, other race of men.
Yeah.
You know? And make an impact in his own life. And he left generational wealth. He was married to an Asian woman, I do believe. So he left wealth for her and the children that they had. So I cannot remember. Did they have kids? Now that I think about it, I have to find that man's name, and I'll tell you guys. We'll put it on the thing. We'll put the book on the community page.
But all right, y'all, it's Mary,
and Alma.
We want y'all to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment.
And we hope this resonated with a woman today who was thinking about settling for less. We hope that this video inspired you to get out of that relationship.
Yeah.
We hope this video inspired you to not settle.
Be with a man who's always trying to excel. Be with a man who's always trying to be better than he was yesterday.
Yes.
You know, be with that kind of man, because it's going to help you to stay trying to be the best of who you can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let us know if it resonated down below. Just put a little heart. Bye.